everyone, Suzanne Kellner-Zinck from Divergence Hypnosis, and today we're going to learn some really hard won lessons from Elon. These lessons are so important for anybody who wants to live a fulfilling life. It's not for everybody. Some people are okay just being the robots, being hypnotized by the mass media, and just basically living every day the same 5 days a week when they work and over the weekends. For those of you who actually want to have a fulfilling life, there's a few things that we can learn from Elon that I believe are more than worth sharing with you. And most certainly, I have dedicated my life to doing things that I feel are truly important for making this world better for my having been here. So let's see what Elon had to say to help us. First of all, we need to understand that for really fulfilling life, it helps to have something that you are willing to die for. In his case, it's figuring out how to move humanity onto Mars, helping people who are paralyzed to be able to function with this Neuralink. That's actually what the Neuralink's about. It's helping people who are totally disabled. And to be able to save the Earth in different ways. For me, it has to do with the idiocy that is assumed to be beneficial for those with anorexia and bulimia in particular, in terms of how the world of so-called mental health works with them. And I have to tell you that this mission, this movement that I'm on really began not when I was 12 years old and saw my older sister's best friend for the last time. So skinny, her jeans were falling off of her. 6 months later, she was dead. Pneumonia, secondary to her anorexia. But really in 2005, when I had 3 clients come to me, one right after the other, an anorexic and 2 bulimics, who told me that the treatment they had, both inpatient and outpatient, did much more harm to them than any good, and to please teach these folks who pretend to be experts in helping those with anorexia and bulimia learn how to actually help them heal and move on with life, no longer having any of the negative symptoms and having really healthy, fulfilled lives. So that's my mission, because I don't want to see kids dying because of ignorance of the adults who are supposedly there to help them. So figure out what truly matters in this world. Take a stand for it. Be willing to die for it. Because as Elon said, there's going to be a lot of challenges, especially if, like him and like me, you're going against a system that's set up a certain way, and people kind of think you're sort of insane. Well, I've been very lucky, actually, because my professors have been pretty supportive of me and my views, given that I don't practice conventional psychology or psychiatry. I practice hypnotism and neurolinguistic programming, and there's a reason for it. It works. Go figure. Second, don't base your future self on your present self. It can't grow that way. And understand that growth is hard. That's why most people are unwilling to do it. They stay stuck in their little cocoon, doing what they know how to do day in and day out, even if they're miserable. It's totally ridiculous. But for those of you who understand that to grow, you have to get out of your comfort zone. And by so doing, you're confronting your fears. Fears are never a reason to not do something. You're able to find out what you're capable of doing. Let me tell you something. This might sound kind of insane for those of you who are really great at technology, but I suck at technology. So every time I go on YouTube, figure out how to do something to make my computer work better or whatever I need to figure out, and I find out that it will work. It's amazing. It totally feels great. Just a little list of things, let me tell you. When you're doing the really big things, when people might go against you because you figured out something that is missing out there in the world, which is really why you would have a service anyway, fulfill a need that's not being fulfilled, there's so much fulfillment. And realize that if you're going against society's norms, people may make fun of you. They might give you a hard time, and they might even see you. I've been very lucky. I don't look for trouble. I just do my best to help people get the best that they can out of their lives, so there's no reason for anyone to sue me. And it's all self-paid anyway. So in any case, we need to understand that these are really, really important. And I think it's really important to understand that when we have a purpose, we have to break through the walls. There was a time, I don't know, 30 years ago now or so, when I was in my ex-psychiatrist's office, and she told me this about me and my persistence. And, luckily I don't have those problems anymore, but she did tell me that the thing that she really respected about me is that I'll always find a way to make things happen. It doesn't matter if I have to go under, over, around, or through. I will make things happen. I've done it over and over again, even when I was a very, very poorly paid, unlicensed counselor in community settings where my clients were being abused emotionally and basically treated like crap. And I took a stand for them, and I got many of them out of the program that I was working at because they didn't belong there, and found them better placements. And many of them are doing a hell of a lot better because of that. I know because I used to bump into their roommates when I was living in the community in which some of these programs had. And that is the most fulfilling thing of all. So I want you to understand that life will give you challenges regardless of whether or not you decide to take a stand and do something that's worth dying for. So you may as well do something that you can take a stand and that's worth dying for, so you can make your life here on planet Earth not only fulfilling for you, but so helpful for the world in which we live. Because God knows today we need all the people out there doing things that matter in this world. As always, I thank you for spending your time with me. Till next time. Bye-bye.